Boys and girls, Alex here. Well, what I'm about to do is part of another project I'm working on, which is another puzzle. It's part of what I'm doing in the puzzles, and I thought I'd make a video and bring it outside the puzzle. So in the puzzle I'll extract this intro, but naturally I'll leave it in for the video for itself. In the past you've heard me talk about my Grabo and being able to use it as a vacuum pump. Well, I've found a way to at least start doing that concept. What I've done is I've set this system up in such a way that I can attach these Festo vacuum cups to use as vacuum pumps. Now at the moment in this demo I'm going to use it hopefully to, where is it? Whoa! To hold a small part like that, which naturally I can't put on my sysvac even with the small heads. As you can see, it won't fit on there. I've tried to do my own version of that, but that didn't work too well. I'm still working on that. I can't actually connect the vacuum to this, and I'm actually working another system whereby I can connect these to a vacuum pump, but the actual vacuum pump, hang on, the vacuum pump has this crazy fitting, and that is not a standard air fitting, I think. Damned if I know what it is. And I can't get any couplers to connect a neato connection to it. What I might do is find out if I can buy another one of these through their spare parts, if I can, and hopefully somehow cut the cord and fit the neato to this, because I don't particularly want to. Doesn't matter, there might be a way I can get around it, but I don't want to ruin this just in case it doesn't work and I'm buggered. So alright, let's not worry about that. Shelve that idea for the moment. But the way this is going to work, this cup is actually just the right size. It actually will seal and hold on to it. The problem is that the suction, and this is so thin, although it's MDF, the system seems to continually at least suck it and hold on to it. But the problem is that what this will do, because it's so thin, it actually concaves the item, and you'll find, I'll show you on the 75 mil, because I've got a 100 mil head, a 75 mil head. Oh, by the way, you don't really need these switches. It's the only way I could actually couple them until I get the right fittings, because and even that was just sort of like a try and make do with what I've had in stock. I've got to find something better. But anyway, I'll show you. Basically, put this on, turn on the Grabo. This will make a bit of noise, and nothing's happening at the moment until I put that down and suck it on. Now this is going up to about 240, which there's no way none I'm going to pull that off. I'll turn the sander on and you'll see what happens. Oh, by the way, you can see already how I'm doing the perimeter but not even touching the inside. Hang on, I'll turn this off. The reason, and release the suction, the reason I wanted this is because previously I used to hold on like that. Now with my dodgy hand, which is still dodgy, it's only about 60%, 50, 60% dodgy though. So it's half there, half away. I finished up by trying to hold on, either it went flying or I'd finish up sanding my fingernails, and quite a few times on the edge of my fingers and the tips there was blood. Hopefully with this, I'll put on the smaller one. My hope is that with this I can now move this around on the sanding paper without my fingers touching it. And yeah, let's go. And look, I'm not going to move that. The only problem with this is that's quite flexible, but for sanding should be okay. Now, I was pushing down fairly hard, and I can push down on it. Now, a lot of you might say, well, why not use double-sided tape? Hey, you can. If you want to put it on, take it off, probably work better. But to me, I thought, well, why not? I'll give this a try and see what happens. Now, I wouldn't have this concave problem if it wasn't for the thinness of this material. Alright, I shall move the axis and go on a bit further at another spot. Here we are at the other setup. Nothing magical here. The couple of cups. I've still got it attached to the 75mm cup. Look, this is a bit of solid timber now. And see how this works. Although I hate doing it on samples, I'd rather do it on legitimate work. You know, you often see people, they sharpen a plane and they have a, get a piece of wood, turn it side on and zip, zip, zip. Well, that's great, but what are they going to do with that wood? They're going to turn it into furniture? I'm sure they will, but why not show me how they use it on something they will turn into furniture? Shit, I can do my demos on anything and throw it away because it's a load of crap. Okay, here we go. As I say though, here's a piece of wood. It's solid, it's pine. Hasn't been sanded. In fact, it's got a glue line right down the middle that is, well, I can feel it, which means my glue up wasn't exactly perfect. But still, let's see how it goes. That is not coming off. That's got up to 360 pounds. There is leakage because it's slowly going down. It's 318 now, 14. Hear it coming. The Grabo must think that around 300. Whoa, 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 I'm giving up. So it cuts in, then cuts out. It's now slowly going down, which means I've definitely got leaks in here. Probably, look, what I'll do, turn it off, release the pressure, move it to a spot that probably shouldn't have leaks. 374. Now it's slowly going down, but as you can probably gather, it's going to be a little bit longer than before. But the beauty of it is the Grabo will automatically cut in, and it's not going to interrupt the holding power. What it's going to do is maintain constant holding power. And I can do with that probably whatever I like. I might try and see how good we are with the little one. Release pressure. The thing I don't like about the little one is it's too flimsy on the base. Like with that, and again we'll go into the bigger one. I'll stop that. That's on the seam. We'll take it off the seam. Now that's staying constant at 143. Now that's not to say that these seals are not good. That won't come off, but you can see how flexible it is. What I'd like to do is mount it upside down to use as a clamp. However, for a large piece like this, that would be totally impractical. However, let's see something smaller like this. Now, I don't expect it to do too well because it's just a little test piece I did, but I haven't sealed it, and air should be able to get through it, but we'll see how it goes. It's got up to about 92 and holding, but not much. But yeah, I wasn't expecting much, but at least that does hold a little bit. So you can at least hold a small part, or even smaller than that. Let's see. Do it this way. Turn it off. Grab this. I don't know whether this will be of any benefit. Yeah, you can hold it, and maybe if you wanted to sand something like this, yeah, but you know, there's no way known. I'd like to hold that in my hand and try and sand it. Now, if I can get this upside down and clamp it, and that's going to be my hardest problem of how to clamp this. Now, I have ideas, however, I've got to figure out what to do. Because of all these things, I've got to somehow secure that nut so that doesn't spin. I can't secure that down there because that can still spin around on that. That was my initial thought. I could secure that, but it'll spin around. So somehow I've got to secure it on there, which, well, and still be able to unhook and rehook. Now, actually, while I'm here, I'll try this with the 75. Oh, by the way, it cut off, basically because once I removed this, they're self-sealing couplers, so let's stop. Now, let's see what do we get up to on here? Yeah, 184. Now that's, oh yeah, eventually it moved. I don't know whether I could get the 100. Look, I'll try the 100. No, can't get a seal on that. But let's try that on this big board. We're getting up to, again, we're overlapping the thing, so I expect leakage fairly quickly, but if we turn that upside down, that's probably quite solid. In fact, look, I'll move it over to my mini clamp and we'll see. What I've done is mounted the cup in one of these wood screws, or whatever they call them, wood screw clamps, and clamped that down on to the tabletop using this. Look, I don't know, I can foresee this moving backwards and forwards, but hopefully not side to side. But look, we'll see how good it works. So I'll zoom back out, or in. Oh, where is it? Zoom back in, and unfortunately there's no public transport, so I'll have to walk around to the other side of the camera, and my motorbike's parked outside. Well, it would be if I had one, because there's not enough room in here. Oh, here we are, on the other side. Okay, let's try and mount it. I'm going to grab this piece of board. This time I'm going to use a flip side. It must have been, I don't see how it could have been dressed, because it's got all this shit on it, but I must have used that side to align it, because I can't feel any change in between pieces, while I can on this side. Okay, anyway, use that side, make sure I don't do it on there. Now, turn on the Grabo, slap that on, watch it plug into action. 375, that's pretty good, and it's holding a bit better than it did before. Now, oh, as you can see, I said to you, you could probably move it that way. You can, because you can deflect in the rubber. But bear in mind, I'm using leverage. The whole idea of this concept was to hold small pieces, and here I am holding big pieces. For Christ's sake, I can hold that on my expensive Axis. Okay, lifting it up, as you can see, oh, actually, I thought I pulled it off. Hang on, I'll turn this off. It wasn't that. The bloody lead came undone. So, yeah, I pulled the thing up. Okay, we'll try that again. Quite a bit, so it's travelling. I'd have to secure that. I mustn't have got the sweet spot, because, hang on, I'll see if I can find the sweet spot. There, that's better. 370 where it cut out. Now, as you can see, it's lifting it up and down. All I'm doing is potentially undoing the coupling, but the whole tabletop's moving. But one of the things I have just thought of, actually that's bullshit, I thought of it about 5 minutes ago but forgot to turn the camera on. But the thing I did think of was that what other clamping system would you have whereby you can actually hold your work, this size work, in one hand and put your makeup on with the other hand. Oh, come on, seriously, think about it, you know, you could actually access now 5 of the 6 sides, and this block has only got 6 sides because it's a square block, whatever. But yeah, you can access for, you know, imagine painting or oh, damned if I know, if you had a Dremel and zipping around for one reason, if you really had to manoeuvre rather than move the Dremel, you had to move the piece. Look, I don't know. But that's something I never thought of, because my initial idea was for just clamping, shut up, was only for clamping. I didn't think of that other thing. But the whole thing I've got to be able to do for the clamping to make it worthwhile is to somehow, I don't know whether I mentioned it before. If I mentioned it before, I'll edit this bit out. But if I didn't mention it, I've got to find somewhere to secure this. But anyway, the whole idea of it is that if you happen to have a Grabo, here's something else you can do. And if you haven't got a Grabo and you think this is an idea, well, get a Grabo and then you can do this as well. Anyway, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to get back to the other project. I'll say uru for the people that's watching this video just for the sake of the Grabo suction cup, and anybody that's watching this video because of the puzzle that I'm working on, keep watching. Uru, and keep safe, you non-puzzle people.